Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to do part 159 to my random videos and random gameplay series. In the last two of this series, we got through 30 minutes more into this Edgenuity video. This Edgenuity video was long, it being over like an hour and 50 minutes or so. But we are almost done with it. In this video, guys, we're going to finish it up by going through the last 25 minutes that are left. That is not long, guys. Basically, the rest of this video is just going to be this whole lesson. What that means is we're going to get through this video. Then we're going to get to that last video. It's on the third section. Then that's the end of this video. That's it. So yeah, before we actually start, I'm going to let you know I do give my own examples in this video. If you want to know what I mean. Once we talk about stuff like capital gains, I'll actually give my own examples using some terms you might be familiar with. The iPad gameplays I used to do when I'm trying to start back up, but can't find a good time to do it. So yeah, the iPad gameplays I used to do and trying to start back up. That's gonna be one compare one of them terms to multiple terms. You'll see what I mean when I talk about it. I think I do talk about it in a little bit. Anyway, guys, it's been over a minute, almost 2 minutes, I believe. So with that said, we're going to get started. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get to it. Here we go.
Here's some examples of earned income. At the top, you see some construction workers. Perhaps they're on an hourly rate, perhaps they have a salary where they get the same amount each year. We see a teacher in the middle. At the bottom, we see an emergency room, so the medical field. These are all great career paths, and they're all examples of earned income. Those particular workers spend time on the job, devoting their expertise, their knowledge, and in return, they're compensated with money. They're paid for their time. So that's earned income. I know you've already started thinking about some careers of interest to you. So perhaps you can research those careers and what kind of income you might expect. It might help you make some great financial decisions. Here's something to think about. Suppose you earn $23.25 as a contract teacher. You work 4 days a week. You work 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. What would your gross income be for 4 weeks? So gross income, that means overall. So considering how much time you work, let's try it out, do the math. So $23.25, that's how much we get paid per hour, and we work 4 hours in a day. So when we multiply that by 4, that's going to end up giving us $93, and that's per day. So I'm going to make sure and include a label so I remember what that dollar amount refers to. Now that $93 per day, we need to multiply that times the 5 days of the week that we work. So when we multiply that by 5, we get $465. And that's per week. So we're close. We still want to know over a 4-week time period how much we make. So let's multiply the $465 times the 4 weeks, or 1 month, that we work. So altogether, our gross income is going to be $1,860. And that's for a 4-week time period, or 1 month. So being able to calculate your gross income is a great skill that we want to have. You can take a career that you're considering, whether it be teaching, the construction industry, engineering, photography, beautician. No matter what your career interest is, you can use the numbers to calculate what you might anticipate for an income, and then use that to make some good, smart financial decisions. Here are some examples of passive income. We talked about the apartment for rent. So you own the building, you charge somebody per month to live there. You don't have to show up every day. You get that money for rent. You see, www, I know all of you, myself included, I'm sure have spent quite a bit of time looking around the internet on websites that are of interest to you. Let's say, for example, you have an interest in mountain bikes, and you create a great website that has all sorts of information about mountain bikes. Well, some company notices your website, they sell bicycles, and they decide, you know what? We want to advertise there. We want to reach out to the people reading this website. So they are going to pay you to use space on your website to advertise their company. So that's a great deal. You don't have to work on a daily basis at that company to get the money. They're going to pay you for the space on your website. So that's an example of passive income. You're going to receive that money so that they can advertise on your website. At the bottom, you see a person kind of peering into that book. Oh, let's say you write a book, or you have a copyright on something. Every time one of your books are sold, you are going to receive a piece of that profit. So that's a great deal. It's another example of passive income. You don't have to be out there selling your book at every single book stand. Every time it's sold, you are going to earn a piece of that profit. So that's a great deal. We usually call that royalties. You're receiving royalties, money from each book that's sold that you've written. So another case of passive income. Let's try this example together. We want to figure out the annual amount that an investor would earn if they had a rental property where they received $850 per month. So it could be an apartment that we're renting, maybe a house that we're renting. So we have $850 per month. Well, there's 12 months in 1 year, so we're going to multiply that monthly rent by 12. That's going to give us a total of $10,200. That's a pretty good amount for passive income. You don't have to go to that apartment on a daily basis to get the money. They're going to pay you rent, and that will be income for you. So another great example of passive income. Take a look at these images. Capital gains. Some of you might notice the picture up in the corner of Wall Street. Maybe you've even tried investing in the stock market. We talked about that early on in the lesson, that you invest money into the success of a company, and if they are successful, make a profit, you get to share in that profit. So that's a pretty good deal. You don't have to go to that company every day. You can take your stock, you can sell it, and get that money. So it's a one-time deal. Like selling a boat, or a guitar, or your bicycle. When you sell an item, the buyer gives you the money. So it's a one-time exchange. That's a type of portfolio income.
Here's my
There's another way to think of capital gain, guys, and I use this example when I did on my computer too. Think about it like when I used to do my iPad gameplays and like in exchange for selling like, oh I don't know, a dragon or a monster in the game. You earn stuff that helps you in the game. For example, you could get a bunch of coins, you get food, the little purple evolution gems, or the little gems that help your monster evolve. Things like that. Think of it that way, guys. Think of capital gain as in selling something that you like, or not selling something that you want to sell. Like, let's say I sold a dragon on Dragon City, and in exchange for that, I will get like 100 coins. Well, when I sell the dragon, like officially, I get that money, the money they said I'd get, 100 coins. I was thinking of another way. Let's say in Sea Jurassic Craft, for example, we were buying, or we sold a monster or like an animal that we don't want. Alright? So in return for that, we get coins or maybe some food, like some evolution gems that helps your monster evolve, and exchange for selling the monster, you get that. That's a very good example of capital gain. I think it would really help you remember that one. Just remember, you gotta do the dragon gains and all that. Let's finish this one up.
Or what we call capital gains. This is another great opportunity to have a source of income. Let's try this example. You've made a profit now, $32 a share. Given you sold 2,000 shares, so you tried it out, you dabbled in the stock market a little bit. How much profit did you make? Well, we've got 2,000 shares, and each share is going to pay you, or you'll earn $32. So when we multiply that out, 32 times 2,000, we're going to get $64,000. That's quite a bit of money. So in this case, your investment into the stock market paid off. You were able to make money. Now, do understand that investing in a company or in stocks or mutual funds, there is a risk tied to those. If you invest in a company and they're not as successful as you thought, or they don't make a profit, then you're going to be losing money. So that's the gamble you take when you try investments. Sometimes you might be profitable, sometimes you may not. So you weigh the risk of the investment and the return that you might get, the capital gain that you might earn. So good to think about when we think about all the different possible investments. You can start to see that there is really a lot of cases where we have sources of income. And it's important that we understand how to actually work with the numbers and know what kind of income are we going to earn. Are we going to be earning earned income? Are we getting passive income? Are we getting capital gains where we sell an item and receive the money? All of those play a big part. And what we're going to do right now is practice actually running the numbers, doing the math. So we're going to do the fun part. Stay with me.
Well, let's finish with this section. First unit. This lesson.
Where does the money come from?
Oh gosh. This one's a little bit longer. This is 12 minutes instead of 11.
It's only a minute longer. There's a video later on in that section. It's like we're at 18 minutes. So yeah, kind of lucky with these.
Now that we know the different sources of income, we can start to weigh about what are the advantages, disadvantages of using those different types of income. We're going to actually run some of the numbers and calculate hourly rates versus a salary and see what fits your financial plan. Let's try it out. Say, for example, you've been offered a job, and in that job, you're offered a salary, so a yearly pay of $45,000. Let me write that at the top. Now, since you're a smart and wise financial consumer, you ask your boss for a table that would charge what you would be expected, or what an average person in your position, how many hours they would work per month. So in this 4-week window here. And your boss returns this chart to you, and it maps out what you would be expected on average to work each day in terms of the amount of time. So now we need to figure out, is that $45,000 that you were offered as a salary, is that appropriate for the amount of time that you might put in? So the first thing we're going to do is use your salary and break that down to an hourly rate. So we're
At this time, it was time for mom to go up to go get somebody. If you get that person that I talked about before. I did pause that way if it did interrupt.
Wait.
And then into hours. Let's try it out. So if you're making $45,000, and that's for a full year, so there's 52 weeks in 1 year. So I'm going to divide that by 52. When we $165.38. I'm going to put a label on that so I remember. That's how much we make per week. Now, if we break that down further, let's go to per day. There are 5 days in the work week, so we'll break it down even further, though. Most workers work an average of 40 hours per week. So I'm going to divide the $865.38 by the 40 hours that we would work in a week's time. So $865.38 divided by 40 will give us $21.63. That's what we can expect to make per hour. Now, keep track of this. So you might want to write that down in your notes. I'm also going to keep track of it in my notes here as well. And in just a moment, we'll use that hourly rate and compare that to the amount of hours that you're actually going to work. And we'll see if your salary is appropriate for the amount of time that you'll put in. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my work. Make sure you write this down in your notebooks, the hourly rate that we calculated. Now I'm going to use the table here to add up in this 4-week window or this 1-month time frame how many hours we might work. To make it a little easier on myself, I'm going to add each row and then add the 4 rows together. So across the first week, Sunday through Saturday, those add up to 42 hours. In the next week, we have 48 hours. And in the next week, when I add all of the days together, we get 48 hours. And in the 4th week, the final week, we have 38.5 hours. So altogether, if I add the 4 weeks together, that's a total of 176.5 hours. That's how much your boss is anticipating that you would work at your new job. So now, using the amount of hours that we've added up from our chart, let's multiply that times the hourly rate we figured your salary was worth and see what we come up with. Now that 176.5 hours, that's for 1 month. Now there's 12 months in a year, so I'm going to take the amount of hours we worked for 1 month, that was 176.5, and I'm going to multiply that by the 12 months that are in the 1-year time period. So this will tell me how many hours I can expect to work over the entire year. So when we multiply that out, that's 2,118 hours per year. Now let's multiply that. That's how many hours you can expect to work for a full year. So we want to multiply that by the hourly rate that you have recorded in your notebook. We have 2,118 hours times the hourly rate. Well, in the last frame, we figured that the hourly rate was $21.63. So when we multiply that, we end up with $45,812.34. Now, what do you notice comparing that salary to the salary you were offered? I'm going to write that up here again to remind you. You were offered $45,000 for the entire year. Well, when we actually calculated the amount of time that you would work, it came out to be higher than the $45,000 you were offered. So that's an example where you might want to return to your boss and negotiate. Say, you know, I did the math, I worked through the numbers, and if I work according to the chart you gave me, I would actually earn more money if it was an hourly rate. So then you can negotiate your salary. See if perhaps you can earn a little bit more money based on these estimates for time. So it's very good to understand the math behind the income so that we can be wise when you're offered a job or maybe maybe you're fortunate enough to be offered more than one job. You can use your math skills to help you decide what's the best return for my time. If I put this amount of time in, what amount of money should I deserve or should I expect to earn in return? So it's good to know the numbers so that we can make really good decisions. Let's take a look at this example. Notice that little smudge on our pay stub? We can't read the rate. It's missing. And we need to find it out. Do we have enough information there to determine our hourly rate? You're right. We absolutely do. We know how many hours we worked. We also know how much money we earned for those hours that we worked. So we would be able to work backwards. We could divide the money that we earned by the amount of hours we worked. Because think about now, to figure out the money that we would have earned, we would have taken the rate times the hours we worked, and that would have given us the pay. So we'll solve that problem. We'll reverse the operation and divide by the 80 hours. So $1,340 divided by the 80 hours that we worked. And when we do that division, we end up with $16.75. That was our hourly rate for that problem. So you see, even though there's information missing, in this case, we still have enough information to find out our hourly rate. And that's good to be able to work backwards and calculate what do you expect to be earning. Here's another example to look at. You have an annual income of $37,000. So you receive that regardless of how many hours you work. You have passive income. So from internet advertisements, maybe they liked your bicycle idea. You get $1,000 per month just to advertise on your website. You sold a boat last year. You earned $9,500. That's a capital gain. That's a one-time sale. You sold your boat, you earned the money. Now check this out. This combines everything together. Earned income, passive income, and capital gains. So we put it all together and we want to know how much money did we make before we paid taxes on it. So let's add it all together. The $37,000 is our annual income. But the $1,000 from the advertisements, that's per month. So there's 12 months in the year. So that's not just $1,000, but $12,000. And that comes from, again, 12 months, and we're making $1,000 each month. So that's $12,000.
Or $9,000.
We sold the boat. That's a one-time deal. That's not month after month. That's a one-time capital gain. So all of those put together, when we combine
$58,500.
the $37,000, the $12,000 we made for advertising, and the $9,500 we made from selling our boat, we get $58,500. So that would be all the money, the income that we're bringing in using a variety of types of income. So money that we earn doesn't necessarily just come from a job. There's many sources of generating income out there. So it's good to be aware of those different sources and be able to have the math skills to calculate, what should my hourly rate be here? Well, if I have this hourly rate, then what kind of salary might I expect? And then you can negotiate, because everybody wants to get the best deal, and you want a return on your investment. If you put your time, your skills, your labor into your job, we want to make sure that we are compensated and that you are returned with the financial stability. So think about the different sources of income. Think about situations in your life where you might earn the income. Part-time job, selling your bicycle, making a woodworking project and selling that. Maybe you want to invest in the stock market. All examples examples of different kinds of income. I'm so glad you took the time today to learn about this different types of income. It will help you really develop a good financial plan. I know you're going to do so well in the future, and I'm so excited that you've taken this first step in understanding where does the money come from. I'll see you again really soon.
Something on the board over there.
Hold on a moment, just hold on.
Variable earnings. Which one? He said there's something. He said something. I figured it was a meeting or something. They said 3:30, so I don't know if you're coming to school that day or what. You may have to, I don't know. That or it'll be late for me getting out there. Really late. Huh? Guys, we're going to do the next lesson sometime else. We got the 4 units: the financial plan, financial goals, career, salaries, and lifetime income, and the source of income. That's what that is, variable earnings. We're going to do that next time, though. Variable earnings will be stopped. I'm going to fix the camera. And it's still recording. It's almost been 2 hours. Dang. Not quite 2 hours, but almost there. Oh well, at least we did it. Guys, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you on for the next video. Alright, it'll probably either be my first iPad game on this thing, or something else. I really don't know. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everyone.
Fun little fact about this, on the next Edgenuity video right here, I should do show you a little introduction to the thing I'm going to be doing at the end of the video. When I get done doing Edgenuity, I'll be showing you, a little trailer for, like, Dragon City, and the little trailer for Dragon City, and, Dragon's World and all that, so it'll be something good at the end of the video. The next video, though, is good news. Purple Mystery Dungeon Let's Play. Speaking of that, look. While I was doing this video, the thing is fully charged. It was on like 80 or 70 something earlier. And it wasn't fully charged, so this thing has actually gotten me there. So I might be doing another Purple Mystery Dungeon thing in a few minutes. So yeah. Anyway, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on for the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.